Good morning, folks, from the Lance Hocutt Financial Group here in beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We hope that you and your families had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we hope and pray that you all have a wonderful Christmas and a holiday season as well. At the beginning of the COVID pandemic, we were trying to reach out to everyone via social media and our YouTube channel on a regular basis. However, once everything started to open up, we pulled that back because we were meeting face to face with everyone. As we end the year, I felt like it was important for me to communicate with everyone not only some of my thoughts on the market and also the economy, but to give you some encouragement about our future as citizens in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. With that said, I'll start off with a question that I've posed to many of you since I've started seeing clients in the office. I will talk about some hard facts about where the economy is currently, and then try to reconcile those facts with the equity markets. Don't worry, as with all of our conversations, I hope that we can bring this to a level that you will understand and be able to put forth in use for your personal circumstances. Now to my question. During the last couple of months, I've spoken with many of you face to face, on the phone and via electronic means, and probably have posed this question to you. However, the answer to that question still remains quite ambiguous in my opinion. The question is real simple, as it seeks to find a resolution between what we are hearing from our governmental leaders, as well as what we are seeing on the streets of America. The question is really simple, and I personally believe we have a very clear answer. But up until this point, I see no resolution given the market and the respective valuations of today. So here is a statement, and then the question. We hear from our sitting president, as well as other governmental leaders, that our market is doing great. We see reflections of this assertion in the value of the various markets. Dow hits 30,000 as an example. We also hear that our economy has recovered from the impacts of the pandemic. You may have all heard parts of this via the media, news sources, seen it on the internet, or even on social media. You may have even heard it on the radio. Now the question, if that statement is true, if that statement that our economy is doing so great, we see the numbers in the stock market, but if that statement is true, then that begs a question as to why do we need additional stimulus money from our government? Why does our government need to spend another $700 billion to $3 trillion in stimulus if everything's okay? In his latest appeal to Congress, Fed Chairman Powell says, and I quote, "There hasn't been a bigger need for it," and he's referencing stimulus, "in a long, long time." My answer is that everything is not okay. And I agree with Fed Chairman Powell. Here is my support for that statement. Over the last few months, I have been gathering data each and every day showing the plight of the American citizen. Here are just a few recent data points from recognized sources. Number 1 point, data gathered from the U.S. Census Bureau between October the 28th and November 9th shows that almost 12% of American adults reported not having enough food to eat. This is a figure higher than at any point during the pandemic and represents 39 million Americans. Folks, that's a lot of people going hungry. Second point, since the beginning of the pandemic, more than 70 million new claims for unemployment benefits have been filed. Today, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, there are still over 20 million people collecting unemployment benefits. We have never seen anything like this before in all of U.S. history. Third point, Bloomberg quoted the same November 9th survey by the U.S. Census Bureau as referenced earlier, and notes that over 17.8 million adults are behind on their rent or their mortgage payments. As you may know, the CARES Act and a moratorium as issued by the CDC has temporarily suspended evictions as well as foreclosures until December 31st of this year. Fourth, personal income is running on empty with a capital E. According to wolfstreet.com, income from all sources, including stimulus, extra unemployment benefits, money from rents not paid, money from mortgage payments not made, is all running out and fast. However, consumers are still spending like it's 1999, just in different categories. Spending on durable goods, goods expected to last 3 years or more, and non-durable goods, goods that are consumed immediately and have a lifespan of less than 3 years, has remained steady. However, spending on services like healthcare, insurance, airplane tickets, utilities, etc., are still down for the year. I have a few charts that will show you as well for these points. Number 5, small businesses across America are suffering. One example, according to OpenTable, for the week ending November the 28th, 2020, the number of seated diners was down 56%. A seated diner is represented by people going into restaurants and having a meal. This number represents the lowest since August of this year. And I also have a chart for you there as well. 6th point, COVID lockdowns and cases. According to worldometer.com, the U.S. has experienced over 13.8 million cases of COVID-19, including over 273,000 deaths and over 8.1 million recoveries, leaving over 5.3 million active cases. As of November 29th of 2020, the 7-day average was approximately 167,000, and as of November 28th of 2020, the 3-day moving average was approximately 157,000 of daily new cases. If the U.S. enters another lockdown, it could have serious impacts on the economic health and our mental health. We've already talked about the economic health with our points before. Now let's turn to the mental health briefly. Japan, as an example, has seen significant increases in the incidence of suicide since the COVID-19 pandemic. By the way, Japan is one of few countries to disclose timely suicide data. In fact, as shared by CNN on November 29th of 2020, more people died in Japan in the month of October from suicide than from COVID-19 in all of 2020. This number is strikingly larger than pre-pandemic numbers over the last few years in Japan. Also have a source for that as well. Folks, let's tie all this together. I am concerned that current equity markets do not hold their current values and could be knocked off their highs due to several reasons, including a virus mutation, storage, manufacturing, and delivery issues related to any vaccine. The spread of COVID-19 intensifies, and we're seeing that. Increase in local, state, and national lockdowns due to the pandemic. We've recently seen LA County make some drastic changes to their lockdown measures. Delayed election results, consumer confidence and business confidence breakdown, and then finally, housing fails under the weight of higher home prices. There's also a source here from Lance Roberts at realinvestmentadvice.com for some of these concerns that I have as well. I'll leave you with one more final thought. You Bible readers will all remember that it had never rained at the time Noah was building the ark. Let's not wait for it to start raining before we build the ark. God bless you. We hope that you and your family have a wonderful close to 2020 and a great start to the new year, 2021. Thank you for allowing us to serve you and your families.